go, let's go, let's go.
We're not even fully done with this year, and yet somehow Six Flags just dropped a very shocking announcement this morning, unveiling major 2026 plans for the entire chain, which includes new coasters and new rides. And while we don't have an announcement video, this is very official, and in today's video, we're going to cover all the new rides coming to the Six Flags chain in 2026, which will be a big year for the chain. Before we get started though, if you're new here, welcome to the channel for all those thrill seekers. On JB Thrills, we make all sorts of content related to theme parks and thrill rides, no matter where they're located. And if you're specifically a Texas enthusiast, this is also your #1 source of news for all Texas theme parks. So if that interests you, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so when new videos come out on my channel. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into today's video. If you haven't been keeping up with the Six Flags chain, it's been a pretty wild past couple of weeks, with lots of rides closing across the chain, and many expecting new rides in the near future. But no one could have expected that today, out of all days, Six Flags would announce their 2026 plans, which mind you is 2 years away, which contains very big investments for the Six Flags chain. To quickly explain how it happened, this morning there was a press release from Six Flags talking about how they're going to invest over $1 billion for the 2026 season, and that lots of different parks in the chain will get lots of new rides. But to everyone's surprise, they actually listed the rides, and now we have the complete list of all 2026 additions coming to Six Flags. And of course, we're going to list them all, while also sharing some thoughts and predictions. Carowinds, located in the middle of North and South Carolina, is actually already receiving an addition for 2025. For next year, they're going to get an expansion in their Snoopy area with some all-new kiddie attractions. But as seen in this list, they're not done, and 2026 will see a brand new addition of what Six Flags claims to be a record-breaking water attraction. The thing with this list is some rides are pretty clear on what they're going to be, and some are pretty vague like this one. Despite the lack of clarity, we can't predict what this possibly might be, and there's two major options. Number one, the water coaster everyone's been predicting, or number two, a type of river raft attraction, similar to what Silver Dollar City has. These options are not confirmed, but they make perfect sense for the park. As believe it or not, Carowinds does not have any water attractions. Next year, they're going to be receiving their first ever one for the kids area, but to have a second, bigger version makes perfect sense. And the way they worded attraction instead of coaster is what leads me to believe it could also be a river rapids attraction, similar to Mystic River Falls in Silver Dollar City, and if it's record-breaking, it might be the world's tallest or contain unique elements. You never know. Just like Carowinds, Canada's Wonderland's in the same boat, in terms of the ride choice and even their situation currently, as they're also getting a new coaster for 2025, and a big one with that. But somehow they're going to get another back-to-back edition that's a record-breaking water attraction. Now, unlike Carowinds, the park is already home to some water attractions, meaning this new addition will be something completely different. I could maybe see something like a Mack Power Splash, similar to Aquaman Power Wave, but record-breaking, or just a basic water coaster, once again record-breaking. Once again, it's very vague, but we can have an idea of what they're possibly going to get, and at least they already announced it. For Kings Island, this one's actually the most vague, as Six Flags stated they're going to get a thrill family attraction. Not very clear. Regardless, because it's a family attraction, it doesn't say coaster at the end of it. It's probably going to be some sort of flat ride that's a little bit more on the extreme side, but also not too crazy. And there's plenty of options to choose from that. Overall, a pretty decent addition. And while I would talk about it more, because it's very unclear, let's just move on to the next one. For Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California, we're actually going to their neighboring water park, Knott's Soak City, which for 2026 is going to receive major enhancements for the entire park, including lots of refreshes on previous attractions and aesthetic enhancements, which honestly is just another word for more theming. While it isn't the new attraction that everyone wanted, this addition actually makes perfect sense. If you think about it, they're actually going to receive something new next year, which is the refresh of Montezuma. With that, we technically have a new coaster for a while, and Knott's Soak City could definitely use some amazing theming, as it's a pretty underrated water park, and this will only make it a lot better. Plus, I have a feeling this is just a temporary year, and maybe by 2027, Knott's will get that big addition they need. Going a little bit further north in Valencia, California, we have Six Flags Magic Mountain, the so-called thrill capital of the world. It's been a pretty silent year for Magic Mountain, as despite having lots of construction and teasers for a major new coaster in the park, there has virtually been no word on it. And finally, today we've got something. While the coaster was expected for 2024, then 2025, I'm guessing it got delayed, as now it's scheduled for 2026, and it's listed as a first-of-its-kind coaster. Now this is definitely super interesting, as I have a feeling this coaster is going to be something we've never seen in Six Flags before, and it could be very promising. Some ideas that come to mind is a possible tilt coaster, as has been rumored for Magic Mountain previously, maybe even the first SNX access to come to America that we've been desperately waiting for, and it makes sense considering it uses terrain and would fit in well with the park's lineup, but maybe we don't even know what it is because the manufacturer of this coaster has possibly not even announced it yet. If you're confused, let me explain. The one and only IAAPA is coming up, which essentially, if you don't know, is a little convention where different theme park manufacturers unveil their new ride models. And if this is a first of its kind coaster that we've never seen, then maybe that new coaster will be unveiled at IAAPA. And some manufacturer will showcase a brand new coaster model that's really the new coaster coming to Magic Mountain. So we should definitely keep an eye on that, or as the previous options that I listed. Regardless, this is very interesting for Magic Mountain, and I'm very excited to see what it really will become. So for now, we only have to wait and see, but at least we have some information now. Over to Six Flags Great America in Gurnee, Illinois. The park will be celebrating its 50th anniversary in 2026, and while many expected a big coaster, Six Flags announced that they'll be receiving a brand new kids area, which to be honest is a little bit of a flashback, as back in 2015, the park celebrated its 40th anniversary and pretty much did the same thing. On the bright side, this time it's a whole new kids area, which is greatly needed for all the families. And to make it even better, they're going to have lots of new events and overall park enhancements to make this amazing park even better. Now the real question is, what exactly is this kids area going to be themed to? Looney Tunes? The Peanuts characters because now we're Cedar Fair? And where is it going to go? Because now seeing this announcement, it becomes very possible that the Camp Cartoon area of the park might get demolished, which is pretty sad to think about, as one of the more unique kids areas in the entire Six Flags chain. It really makes Great America stand out. So for those Great America home parkers, what do you think? Comment down below. Probably the most talked about park in the Six Flags chain right now, and turning across the whole coaster community, we have Six Flags Great Adventure. If you don't know what's going on, let me quickly catch you up. It's been a pretty wild week for this park, as in just a few days, it was announced that lots of attractions would leave Great Adventure. Some typical flat rides, but then you have two major coasters, Green Lantern the stand-up coaster, and the one and only icon, King the Ka. While many coaster enthusiasts chanted long live the king, and hope that maybe, just maybe, this coaster will receive the Top Thrill Dragster treatment and become King the Ka 2, all hopes got crushed today, as it was officially announced that King the Ka would be destroyed completely. It's very sad to think about, as we're losing a huge coaster that was also a huge part of the coaster community. This last weekend, lots of coaster enthusiasts who could made the trip down to Great Adventure and rode the ride as much as possible before its final day. And while it was all speculation at the beginning, now it's official, and the second ever Strata coaster is now leaving. On a more positive note, they are receiving a new coaster to make up for it, and that's according to Six Flags, a record-breaking multi-launch coaster. Will it be as good as King the Ka? Probably not, but because it's record-breaking, there's probably some hope that it could make up a little bit for this huge loss. Some potential options that have been thrown around is a launched max spinner, a regular multi-launch mock, and etc. On the bright side, we already know it's a multi-launch coaster, we just need to know who the manufacturer will be. Honestly though, I could see a coaster from Intamin, similar to Pantheon at Busch Gardens, or maybe even on the crazier side, something like Velocicoaster. If we had a Six Flags Velocicoaster in Great Adventure, that would totally make it up, as everyone loves Velocicoaster, and we need to see more coasters like this. Will it be highly themed? Probably not. But the ride experience will be perfect, and it's record breaking, even though we don't know which records it's going to break. Now speaking of record breakers, my home park, Six Flags Everett, Texas, the first ever Six Flags park will finally be receiving its first major coaster, and it will truly be an icon for the park. With Los La Vibra and El Diablo, that opened a ton of space for something huge, and especially for someone like me, I was predicting a huge coaster, and one of those options included a B&M Giga Dive. And while technically it doesn't say Giga Dive, it is a record-breaking dive coaster for 2026, which is super exciting. But I have a hunch it could be that Giga Dive, as a few weeks ago I posted a video talking about how Six Flags put out a little survey for Over Texas of potential options for new coasters, and one of them included a B&M Giga Dive. So in my opinion, it would only make sense. The current record holder for the biggest dive coaster is Yukon Striker in Canada's Wonderland, going 80 miles per hour, containing 4 inversions, and stands at a height of 245 feet. To make this dive coaster a record breaker like Six Flags claims, they have to beat one of these stats, and the best stat to beat is the height. Just go up 50 feet more and we have a 305-foot dive coaster that's now classified as a Giga. And while many people hate on dive coasters for being hit or miss or a one-trick pony, I personally love them, and they get even better if the drop is a lot longer, and if it's anything similar to the layout that Great America got. This could truly be an amazing dive coaster, probably even the best we've ever seen. Now of course, the biggest con of this edition is that it's going to outshine Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger in Fiesta, Texas. And now we have basically cloned attractions. I did want to see a regular Giga, but I'm still very satisfied with this addition, and both these rides will stand out in their own way. Fiesta Texas has the amazing theming, and Over Texas has the stats, which hopefully also contains theming. In result, I'm super hyped for my home park, and 2026 is looking amazing. Last but not least, we have Six Flags Mexico, which is finally getting some sort of redemption for losing their coaster. Originally for 2025, it was planned they were going to receive a tilt coaster, but due to country regulations, it was just not feasible or possible. So essentially the tilt coaster got stolen by Cedar Point, and now we have Siren's Curse in Cedar Point, leaving Mexico empty with no new coaster. The park did say they were going to try to find a way to bring a new ride, and turns out for 2026 they will, as the park will be receiving a Family Thrill Boomerang coaster, probably something similar to Good Gravy at Holiday World. While it isn't the tilt coaster that would have been amazing for Mexico, I'm still glad they're going to get a brand new roller coaster. And not to mention, this park draws in lots of families, so this is definitely perfect for them, and brings something they've never seen. In result, those are all the confirmed additions coming to the Six Flags chain in 2026. While there are some parks left out like Fiesta Texas, not every park could get something new every year, and these waiting periods are actually a lot better for the chain, as they allow for a lot bigger investments. For example, my home park, which has been waiting for a new coaster for the longest time, and now we're receiving something major. Overall, I'm super excited, and I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about these new additions, and which one's your favorite? Comment down below. If you want to stay up to date on all Six Flags news and keep up with construction, be sure to subscribe and tap the notification bell so when new videos come out on my channel. Regardless, thank you for watching, and this is JB Thrills signing out.